and welcome back to Crimson Grey. Oh, so I turned up the music as well because stuff. So let me just quickly turn that off because I'm sick of hearing that in my videos. Friday passed faster than John had expected. Lizzie was nearby at all times and they ate lunch together, but things were almost normal. Almost. Just when he started to get comfortable, she would give a giggle that went on a little too long, or slide a hand towards where she hid her knife, or respond far more enthusiastically than she should. Was it bad of him to think she was really cute despite all that? She could be nice if she wasn't so, well, crazy. Yanderer, if she wasn't such a yanderer. But John hated it when his friends suggested he could be fun if he wasn't depressed, and that thought left an ugly knot in his stomach. Well, it wasn't long now. Maybe she could get some real help. He made it through the last class, almost slept through his session with Miss Smith. Smythe. Then headed home. John finished his homework and chores as fast as he could and went to sleep. Going out in public and always drained him. And he wanted to have enough energy for the weekend. Why, what's happening this weekend? He woke up early, eyes gritty, and head still mirrored in half. Remembering dreams, John got up to get a drink and happened to glance out the window, and there she is. Lizzie was standing outside his house with a huge smile on her face. Told ya. After staring at her for a moment, John groaned and went back to bed. The second time he woke up, the sun had already risen. He felt a little better, but not much. Normally he would stay at home all weekend, but he couldn't do that if he wanted to help Lizzie. She was still standing outside his house. What the fuck? In exactly the same place with exactly the same cheerful expression. Dude. Even though she's crazy, actually probably a bad idea, but terrible idea. But, leaving a girl outside all night, even though she's crazy, even though she's a yanderer, that's just not nice. John brushed his teeth, got dressed, combed his hair. He realised that he was acting like he was getting ready for a date. True, he had sort of accepted her confession. John decided that it was just what he had to deal with now, if he wanted to have a connection with her. My apologies. Well, at least he was going to go out with a cute girl. Let me just reread that. Well, at least he was going to go out with a cute girl. He hadn't done that since middle school, and those were childish relationships. Of course, this was only the way he could get a date. Pathetic. Well, she looks good. Finishing his preparations, John's headed outside. He hadn't noticed from his house, but Lizzie had gotten dressed up for the occasion. He'd never seen her outside of school uniform, and it made him hesitant for a moment. She's obviously put effort into making herself look good, and she did. It would have been nice, if not for how it made him worry about the level of importance she was attached to the day. As soon as Lizzie saw him, her smile became even brighter than it had been while waiting. John, John, I'm ready. Good morning, Lizzie. Did you sleep all right? Did you sleep all right, even though she was waiting outside your house for the whole night, like a yanderer? Oh, I didn't sleep. Let's go. ... She practically dragged him down the street, apparently heading for the bus station. Yet instead of looking forward, her gaze was fixed behind her on him. Do you have a plan, John? This is our first date. It needs to be perfect. Shit. He should have known she'd treat it this way. It wasn't like he hadn't had enough time. He used to be good at planning. What was wrong with him, other than clinical depression? God, he was such a mess. Alright, he had to think. He used to be able to think on his feet. He could do this. So, I want to deal with the medication issue first, so the rest of the day can be fun, right? Sure, whatever you want. If we get a blood test, we'll need to wait a while. I was thinking we could get the test first, then eat breakfast, then get the results. That should give us the entire rest of the day. That's such a great plan. Let's hurry. John was glad to hear her response so happily, but wondered if she would have said that no matter what he told her. They took the bus across town to the furthest pharmacy and ordered a standard Coatec sampling. He'd been nervous that Lizzie might react poorly to the needle, but she just smiled sweetly at him while they took a bit of her blood, then hopped back up. Look, the Band-Aid, it has a little kittens on it. It's so cute. You want to eat something now, then? Yes. They walked to a nearby bakery and he brought them a pair of pastries. One of them only advantage of his workaholic father was that at least he had a decent amount of spending money. Lizzie held hers in both hands and began cheerfully nibbling on the ends of it. She stared at him while she was doing it, but otherwise she looked ordinarily cute instead of a scarily cute. Okay. Nom 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 nom. I didn't know you could act silly. I didn't know you could act silly. Hee hee. I don't hear you laugh very often. You usually look so sad, and that makes me sad too. And like that, his good mood crumped. I know. I'm always ruining everything. I don't know why anyone stays near me when I just... No! Lizzie took his pasties and stuffed it in his mouth to shut him up. You're not depressing at all, John. Just being around you makes me feel warm inside. I just want to see you smile more. When you smile, I feel like maybe everything will be alright. Humph, 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 humph. His attempt to talk around the pasty made Lizzie giggle, which made him laugh, which just set off a vicious cycle. After a fit of coughing, he had lost half his pastry, but regained his good mood. It had been a long time since an emotion downturned hadn't set him spiraling towards depression. Lizzie grinned at him, and he smiled back at her. All at once, he felt guilty for trying to convince her to take medication. Who was he to tell her what to do? Worse, was he manipulating her obsession like this? It was only to help her, but did that make it any better? The thoughts troubled him, but they remained in the back of his mind as they finished eating and talking lightly. But then they were finished, and it had been a while since the test. It was time to go back. Let's go get the results, okay? Will John think differently about me? No, I just want to find a way to help you, okay? Okay. She answered so cheerfully, but something in the light-heartedness they had shared was gone, and it wasn't coming back. Swallowing, John stilled himself and walked with her back to the pharmacy. Lizzie slowed near the entrance. They shuffled backwards. I stay here. You can bring me what I need, okay? Okay, no problem. Inside, he found the pharmacist writing something on the clipboard. When he spotted John, he immediately frowned. You're alone? I suppose that's for the best anyway. We need to talk. Is something wrong? She's not sick, is she? It isn't that kind of test. It only takes a snapshot of a person's current condition. If your friend's going through a difficult time right now, well, I mean, maybe a little. These are some extraordinary numbers. Most people only see those briefly during the worst days of their lives. Take care of her until things pass, alright? Okay. There's something else I have to ask. It won't be comfortable, but it's necessary. Have you ever gotten any sense that she might hurt herself or anyone else? Oh, No, I can't imagine her doing anything like that. That's a lie. The lie was out of his mouth before he had even considerably decided to lie. To lie. Jesus. John regretted it immediately, yet now it was too late to contradict himself. The pharmacist grunted and looked over his papers. Well, keep a close eye on her. Even the gentlest person could be capable of violence under conditions like these. Just tell me what's up. Is it really that bad? I thought she seemed so better lately. No. There must be some recent trauma she hasn't told you about. I'm certain of it. How could you even tell something like that from a test? I mean, someone with numbers like these, regardless, they would be completely incurable, insane probably, and definitely a threat to society. ... I'm sorry, I didn't mean to imply anything. I'm sure she'll work through things and go back to normal soon. So, can you prescribe anything? I can give you 2 weeks of either Yandaquel or Nihlazine. That should get her over the rough patch. Just 2 weeks? Can't you prescribe more? No, not without a much more intensive evaluation. But like I said, that's all you need. I'm sure she'll recover soon. ... I really should be asking her directly, but in her present condition, I think it'd be safer to bend the rules and let you act like a family member. So which one do you think would be best for her? Shit! Fuck! Shit, damn it. Miss Smith told me. Yandaquel. 2 weeks of Yandaquel coming up. Try to help her rest, okay? Yeah, okay. Heading outside, John handed the bag to Lizzie. He had pushed pretty hard to get to this point, but he would never force her to take the medication. His father had used to talk like he didn't have a choice about depression medication. Practically threatened to force feed him. John refused to do that to anyone else. But Lizzie didn't make an issue of it at all. Smiling at him, she opened the bag, shook out one of the pills, and swallowed it without even taking a drink. She's given the label a careful look through. Okay, I hope you can love me now, John. Lizzie, no, I never meant anything like that. Please don't. That didn't taste as bad as all. So, can we go on with our date now? John, can we? He wanted to go back to what she had said, reassure her that he meant nothing wrong by it, but his words stuck in his mouth. Maybe on some level he did mean to force her. Maybe he was repeating everything that had been done to him. But with Lizzie smiling at him like that, he couldn't fall too far into depression. Instead, John smiled back and gestured for her to follow. Without any great ideas, John thought they should go to the park. Their town had a pretty nice park, and it was usually empty at this time of day. His friends always said that a movie was the best first date, but he suspected that's mostly wanted to try to cop a feel. Besides, he was worried Lizzie would end up watching him instead of the movie. Yeah, that'd be a waste of money for a movie. In the park, Lizzie happily skipped along the path, often looking back at him, but at least looking at a lot of other things. As he watched, he realized that she was definitely more stable than usual. She stayed cheerful and sweet without any threat of violence. Could it really be the Yandaquel? With him, the Paxitine had taken weeks to work, and whether or not it actually helped had been really unclear. Then again, Lizzie was on her own case. Of course, it took more than medicine to cure a serious condition. He knew that all too well. As Miss Smith had said, therapy was also an important component of recovery. Hers had certainly helped him a lot. The third main component was a social support network, and there he completely failed to take her advice. He still spent most of his time alone or in meaningless old relationships. But hey, now he was walking in a park with a girl his age. Maybe things were looking up. And for once in his life, things went his way. Lizzie was happy to eat fast food for lunch and didn't even try to feed him anything. Afterwards, he was pretty much out of plans, and Lizzie didn't want to stop. Fortunately, she was happy to drag him around town to see random things. In a way, he was grateful for that. He had spent all this energy for making decisions during the morning. It was easy just to glide along in her wake. In that way, she was a good match for him. A crazy chick's a good match for you. That's how you know things are pretty... Not to say anything bad about crazy girls, because, you know, they're pretty... There are good things about them. But would I discuss that right now? Nah. When the sun started setting, John was actually surprised. Had the day really passed by that quickly? He could barely drag himself through a lot of weekends. This was a welcome change. Holy shit, is that John? Oh. With a girl? Hi guys. Hey guys. Is that the crazy chick you told me about? Oh yeah, that's definitely her. Classmate 3? That's definitely her. Are you that desperate, John? Oh. Given how much of a sad sack he's been lately, I'm pretty sure he is. Do any of you have girlfriends? Aha. You guys talk so much shit. Just leave Lizzie out of this, okay? Out of it, okay? Oh, fuck you, John. If she wasn't crazy, you could never get a girl as cute as her. She is pretty hot. I don't get why she's with you. Yeah, this really doesn't make any sense. Aw, John, are you gonna cry? Going to cry? Better not, or she'll realise how pathetic you are. His positive mood was completely gone. He knew he should check to see how Lizzie was taking the mocking, but it was the most he could do not to fall into a mere of self-hatred. As always, he felt like he should be stronger than this, less emotional, fragile, and that just added to his self-hatred. Oh, God. If it had been anyone else, he might have crashed completely, but he knew these guys, and he was at least familiar with their attitude. John pulled himself together and faked a smile at them. Sounds like sour grapes to me. You all have fun with each other, okay? Come on, Lizzie, let's get out of here. They scoffed, but he didn't care. Taking her hand, he walked as fast as he dared out of the alleyway. When they were a safe distance away, he finally glanced at Lizzie and shivered. Her eyes were staring intensely at nothing, and she was gnawing on her one knuckle. Was the blood running down her finger? Was there blood running down her finger? Abruptly, she squeezed his hand, then swept both her hands behind her back and smiled at him. That was really sweet of you, John. You're always so nice. Don't let those guys bother you. They say a lot of stuff, but it doesn't mean anything. Is your finger okay? It looks like... I'm okay, John, don't worry. Well, should we just keep going? Okay. But they hadn't gotten far behind... But they hadn't gotten far before John realised that he couldn't follow up on that. He had pulled himself together long enough to walk away, but now he had nothing left. It was all too much. He wasn't usually outside and in public this much, and though being with Lizzie wasn't bad, he wasn't stable enough for this much interaction. John, are you okay? I'm tired. I think I need to go home. Is something wrong? Did I do something wrong? Jeez, no. Calm down. He could hear the tremor in her voice. Knew she needed affirmation. Oh. But the panther was choking him to death. He had no energy for anyone else, no energy for anything but getting back home, curling up and wishing he was dead. Somehow he said goodbye, found the bus and got all the way back home. These events passed like he was suffocating in gauze. The world around him too unreal to have any effect. Maybe he should have reinsured Lizzie, but it didn't matter. He was an idiot for thinking he could help her. Nothing he did mattered. Jesus. Okay. Right. So I'm gonna leave off the video here. I've been your main man, Aaron Paradise. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment and share. And I shall see you. Well, all that fancy stuff. Do all that fancy stuff. And I shall see you in the next video. Thank you and bye. Wow, crazy episode, don't you think?